Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. As always, I am your boy Big Al Better. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for showing up. As you guys know, we're going over NBA playoff games. I'm recording this right after the ones tonight just ended. We had 4 games. Uh, Great games. We had 3 of them. Well, 2 of them ended a series. One extended a series, and then the other one takes the series back to LA with the Nuggets up 3-2. So anyway, if you guys are new to the channel, thanks for like I said, tuning in. The way we do it is I take the first about 5 to 7 minutes. I go over the bets from the day before. We let you know where we hit, where we lost, and then after that, then we hop into the next day's game. So if you guys are new and you don't care too much about how the bets tonight did, then you guys can just skip ahead to about 7 minutes, and that's where I'll pick up the new bets. And if you guys are returning, then we're gonna just hop into how our bets went. As always, I gotta flip the page back because I got my new ones written down, and we'll just jump into how these games went. So. First game of the night, we had the Pacers taking on the Bucks. We were on the Pacers -7.5. As you guys know, the game was decided by 1 point. It went to overtime. We were on the over 222. We obviously got the over. The overtime alone got it for us, so that was awesome. As far as the 4-pick parlay went, we had Tyrese Halliburton under 18.5 points. Obviously, in overtime, he popped off, and he got, I think he had almost 30 points in this game, so that doesn't hit. We had Tyrese Halliburton double-double. He had 9 assists, so we were 1 short on that. Giannis, 12 rebounds. He ended with 20. And then Pascal Siakam over 31.5 PRA, and he had an atrocious night. I don't even know if he broke 20 PRA, let alone 30. So he had a great series. Like the first 3 games in the series, he killed it, and then the last 2, he really dudded it out. So we'll look for him to bounce back in the next series. We'll see where that one goes. But anyway, so yeah, so we split on the main bets of the night, and then the 4-pick falls apart for us. We've only hit 2 4-picks, I believe. Maybe it's 3, but we've only hit 2. Like I said, I don't do them for printing tons of cash. For me, it's just fun. So I feel like if you guys are kind of more casual bettors, you guys like betting player props too. So that's why I try to build ones and I go through the numbers and try to find some good lines for us. But they haven't been hitting as high of a clip as I'd like. We've had a lot of 3-and-1s though. Like on the 4 we hit 3 and we just missed on the 4th. Like we had one with the Lakers a couple days ago where we had LeBron. I think it was game 3. We had LeBron for 40 plus PRA. He ends at 39. It was the only thing that didn't hit on it. It's just like, come on, man. So anyway, moving into the next game, we had the Pistons taking on the Knicks. We were on the Pistons +5.5, and we were on the over 213.5. They get just short on 213. They got to 209, and then the Pistons, they won the game. So that's one of those series that extends. It was an awesome game to watch. Pacers Bucks was actually kind of fun to watch too, especially since it went to overtime. The Pacers were down big early; they fight back. So all the games tonight were pretty darn good. So yeah, Pistons +5.5, great look. They extend it, take it back to Detroit. So we'll see what the lines look like for that next game whenever we get to it. As far as the 4-pick on this one, we had Jalen Brunson 40 plus PRA. He didn't hit that. He'd hit it in every game so far in this series, and he doesn't hit. Then we had Tobias Harris 25 plus PRA. He had a great game. I think he had 30 PRA. So that check. We had Cole Beasley or Malik Beasley. I forget what his name is, but Beasley for the Pistons. We had him for 12 points. He had 2 threes early, and I was like, he's already halfway there. This is awesome. And then they bring him back in the game, and in the second half, he just had 2 points, or 4 points. He had 2 2-pointers. So he only gets us 10 points on when we took him for 12, so that one sucked. And then our final one was Cade Cunningham, 45 plus PRA. He was so close for us, He ended with 40. We should have taken him for 40. We took him for 45 because I wanted to reach and kind of push the number on the parlay up. And so the reach doesn't pay off, but it is what it is. So once again, 50-50 on the big bets, and then the 4-pick's dead. Moving on to the third game of the night, we had the Magic taking on the Celtics. Over-under was 199.5. They flew over that. The Celtics took care of business on that front. They got to 120, I think. And then the Magic, we had them +11. And I thought if this game was super close up until the end of the third quarter. Last 3 minutes of the third quarter, the Celtics poured it on them. And then it went from a 6-point game, or it might have even been a 3-point game, but it went from a 3 to 6-point game, and it got to 20-point game by the time the fourth quarter started. It was just ridiculous. Paolo Banchero got into foul trouble. He had 5 fouls. They take him out of the game, like I said, with about 3 minutes left, and then it was just bing, bing, bing. Tatum hits 2 threes, and then everybody was just jumping in, scoring. So, yeah, it got out of control pretty darn quick there. So, as far as the parlay we had for this one, we had Derek White, 25 plus PRA. He'd done that in, I believe, every game or all but one game in this series. He doesn't do it for us tonight. We had Franz Wagner, 5 assists. He ends at 4. We had Paolo Banchero, 30 plus points. He ends at, like I said, he got in super foul trouble. I think he got to 24 or something. He was at 16 when they took him out in the late third quarter, and then he came back, hit a 3, had another 2. So he got up into the 20s, but he just didn't have enough playing time, and then obviously they pulled him because they were down by 20. And then our final one was Tatum, 25 plus points. He ended up with like 37 or something nuts. Hit a ton of threes near the end of the game. So, yeah, so we missed on the 4 pick, and we split again. So we're just 50% on these bets all night long. And then for the final game of the night, we had the Clippers taking on the Nuggets. We liked the under because almost every game had been under except for one, which was the overtime game, which was the first game they played. And then we were on the Nuggets plus 1.5. So the over hit like mad because both teams came out and scored really fast. And then the Nuggets plus 1.5, that does cash for us. So that was nice. As far as the 4 pick goes, we had Jamal Murray, 20 plus points. He cashes. We had Aaron Gordon, 6 plus boards. I believe he ended with 4. So that one doesn't cash. We had Zubats, 18 plus points. That cashes. And we had Jokic, 45 plus PRA. But because the game got so out of hand near the end, because the Clippers pulled their starters with 3 minutes to go, and the game was well in hand, they didn't even really need Jokic. So he ended with like 39 PRA or maybe 35 PRA. So we go 50% on that. And then obviously we split the over under and the spread again. So we hit what 2 over unders and 2 spreads. So what do you do? 50% night. It's not the worst thing in the world, especially like I said, if your unit sizes are much bigger on the over under and spreads than they are on those parlays. Because if you were on the parlays at the same number, then it was a really bad night, you know. But yeah. So anyway, that is what it is. Solid night of gambling. We're seeing the board somewhat clear. Like I said, that Magic game, I was so shocked it didn't hit because it was a 3 to 6 point game. I'm just like, it got to 7, and I was like, okay, Magic will score some points here, keep this thing close, and then all of a sudden, just doors were blown off of that thing, and then it was just good night. And then I kept hoping in the second half Clippers Nuggets would get the defense going so we'd stay under the number, but it never happened. So anyway, that is what it is. On to tomorrow's games, today's games, depending on when you're watching this. We've got 2 on the slate. Warriors Rockets had been the late game for this whole series. They are the first game tomorrow at 4:30 Pacific time, which is whatever 1:35 Eastern time, East Coast time. We got the Warriors taking on the Rockets. I'm going to switch the screen here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. We use DraftKings on this channel just because that's the book that's closest to me, and I'm not able to use other books, so that's why I just take my numbers from DraftKings. Anyway, Warriors Rockets spread is 4. It's interesting to me that we're getting +4 with the Warriors. They're up 3-1. I expect them to win this game and close the series out. Spoiler alert. So we are on the Warriors +4. As far as an over/under, 203.5. We're going to be on the under again. I will admit it's dicey. They've only gone over this number, I want to say it's just the one game, which was the last game they played. But let me double check that. When you do a couple games, your thesis is in there, and then all of a sudden you're like, I need to double check that. So we'll just pull it up real quick, double check it. Yeah, the last game got to 215, and yeah, all the other games have been under this number. We had a 203, a 197, and then a 170, 180. So yeah, so I like the under here again. Now the only thing that scares me with that, if you guys are on the over, I'm not even going to try to argue you off of it because I could see this game starting to get a little bit out of hand. Warriors come in, and once they kind of taste blood, they'll just start. Steph will hit 3 threes in a row, and then all of a sudden it's a 10-point game. Then the Rockets, I don't know if the defensive intensity will be as big in this game as it's been in the whole series, but it's tough when you're 3 of 4 to not trust it. So I'm going to trust an under here, 203.5, and then we're taking the Warriors +4 because I think even if the Warriors lose, they'll keep the game close. The only game they lost so far was the one where Jimmy Butler got hurt, and you could make the argument that they wouldn't have even lost it if Jimmy had stayed in and been healthy, because they were down by a little bit when he did get hurt. They were down by, I think, double digits, but like there was time, but it was the first quarter still, And Pajimski was also sick. He had food poisoning in that game. So it's like what could go wrong did go wrong in that game. So I like the Warriors here. I think they close it out and get their rest. They're gonna play the winner of the next game. So or the winner of whoever wins the next series. Like these 2 series play each other. So I think they're gonna want to get the win, hope the Lakers win, and then get some rest. You know what I mean? But that's what I like there. As far as the 4 pick parlay, this one This one is pretty good. It's plus 1,200. It's massive. I got the odds way up there. We're taking Jimmy Butler 30 plus points plus assists in both the games, taking out the one he missed because he didn't play, and then taking out the one where he got hurt, which is game 2. Game 1 and game 4, he did hit this number. He went for points and assists. He went for 31 and 33 respectively. So we're taking him at 30 plus. It's actually a plus 200 play over on DraftKings right now in the prop marketplace. So I really like that. We're taking Steph Curry 4 plus threes. He'd done that in every game except for this last one where he only scored 17 points. So I don't expect him to have that low of a scoring game again. We are going to take Dylan Brooks 15 plus points plus rebounds. I got that written down here too. He's done that in points plus rebounds. Yeah, he had 14, 19, 19, and 17. So only one game did he not get this, and that was game 1. So I expect him to be pretty active and to be able to hit the 15 plus points plus rebounds. And then our final pick is Alperen Sengun, 32 plus points plus rebounds. For reference, he went for 35, 33, 26, which is the low one, that was game 3, and then 41 in the last game. So I expect a big game from him. 32 plus, like I said, he's done it in 3 of the 4 games, and they're at home. So I expect Brooks and Sengun to play pretty good. So that's the 4 pick I like there. Like I said, it pays out plus 1,200 over on DraftKings. So if we could hit this one, whatever unit you've been putting in all these, that covers losing 12 of them. You know what I mean? So that cover. I mean, geez, that'd cover this whole week if that one hits. So anyway, that's what I like there. Moving on to the next game, we've got the T-Wolves taking on the Lakers. This one, both these series have been fun to watch. Nobody expected the T-Wolves to be able to make the Lakers only win one game. Like everybody before in the media and stuff, you know, ESPN and all these guys, they're like, oh, this is a dream matchup for the Lakers. They want the T-Wolves, and the T-Wolves were like, we heard that. Yeah, we want them actually, and we're going to kick these dudes out of the playoffs. So anyway, it's game 5. They're up 3-1. If the Lakers lose this game, they're out of here. The spread is 5.5. The over-under is 209. So we're going to be on the over. Most of the games actually have gone over this number in this series. So I like the over here. I just feel like it's incredibly too low. And I expect the Lakers to really push the pace and try to score a bunch of points. As far as the spread, we're going to be, this may be controversial, I'm going to be on the T-Wolves. They've won 3 of the 4 games. I expect them to come out and keep this game really close. And if the Lakers, I think the Lakers will win. I think they can win. I don't want to take them on the money line because that line sucks. But I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I think it's going to come down to some free throws at the end of the game. So I like 5.5. It feels like the right side. And the T-Wolves can come in here and just end the Lakers season. And then we look like fools if we took the Lakers minus 5.5 here. I think a lot of people are taking the Lakers just because you don't think LeBron's going to get, gentleman swept, and Luka's going to get gentleman swept. But you know what? This is the NBA, and Anthony Edwards has been playing out of his mind. So I'm going to take the T-Wolves plus 5.5 and just trust it. Moving on to the 4-pick parlay. It's actually a 5-pick parlay in this one. I wanted to, once again, get the odds a little higher, and the odds were just really low with the 4 picks I had in, so I threw a 5th one in. So this one pays plus 800, so it's a touch more. We've got Anthony Edwards, 6 plus rebounds. He's done it in every game in this series. That's been his floor. We got Luka Doncic, 30 plus points. He's done that in 3 of the 4 games. The one he didn't, he had food poisoning. So I don't know what these guys have been eating, but he had food poisoning, so he only had 17 in that game. We got Austin Reeves, 4 plus assists. I believe that's been his floor in this whole series as well. He had game 1, he had 3 assists. Other than that, he's hit 4, 4, and 5. So he's been consistent with getting to this number. Then we got Julius Randle, 30 plus PRA. Aside from the first game where he was still just warming up, he had 26 PRA. The last 3, he's gone for 27 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, so that's a 37. Then we had a 22, 5, and 4, which is a 31. And then we had just this last one was 25, 7, and 3, which is a 35. So I like his 30 plus PRA. And then our final one is probably the biggest reach on this list, and that's LeBron James, 45 plus PRA. But in the last 2 games, he's gone way over this number. He had not way over. Yeah, way over. He had a 47, which is 2 more than this number. And then 2 games ago, he went for 52 PRA. The first 2 games, he didn't hit this number. He went for 30, 39, That was the game that we had him for 40. And then the first game was a dud game. He had 27 total PRA. He had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So I like him to have a massive game here, especially if they're going to lose, especially if the game starts to get out of hand. He's going to be like, no, 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 give me the ball, Luka. And he's going to hit a bunch of threes. I almost went in and took, I almost made a 4-pick 3-pointers. I was going to take Luka for 4, Ant for 3 or 4. I think it was Ant for 4 because he led the league in 3-pointers. I was going to take Luka for 4, LeBron for 2, and Reeves for 2. But that thing paid out like plus 550. But instead, I decided to do this one because it felt a little bit safer than relying on people to be hot from 3-point that day. So anyway, that's the 5-pick parlay there. Just to recap that, that's Anthony Edwards 6 boards, Luka Doncic 30 points, Reeves 4+ assists, Randall 30+ PRA, and LeBron James 45+ PRA. I almost threw Jaden McDaniels in here because he's had a great series, but he's been up and down. It's like one really good game and then kind of a dud. Good game, dud. And this last one wasn't even like a super dud, so it's like I don't even know he could dud again or he could jump up and just do something nuts. So I didn't want to. He was too. I like to find like through lines, and that was not a through line when you're all over the place like that. So all right, let's switch to the final screen here, and I'll give you guys my 2-pick parlay. This one's interesting. It's my 2 kind of reach picks. So, this one's not a reach pick, but we're going to go to player combos, scroll down. Points plus assists, we're taking Jimmy Butler for 30. Like I said, it's pretty juiced, or it's the opposite of juiced. It's plus 225, which is wild, right? But like I said, he's done this in both games where he's been healthy. He's gone for 27 points and 25 points, and in those games, he went for 6 assists and 6 assists. So as long as he has another 6 assists game and he gets in the mid-20s for points, and we could get a 30-point game out of playoff Jimmy. You never know. So anyway, I like that there. And then for the last game, we're going to go ahead and take that LeBron James pick, 45+ PRA. I think he's going to have a massive game, just like, so even if they lose, he's like, hey, not my fault we lost. I did everything I could to get us over the line, So 45+ PRA. This thing is a plus 566 for just 2 simple picks. So it is simple. It's just you need these dudes to show up and show out, and I think they will. I mean, Jimmy did this. They're in Houston for this game. Jimmy did it in Houston the first game, and then LeBron didn't do it. I mean, I guess yeah, he didn't do it at home. But I expect that he kind of woke up after Luka got sick and stuff. Like those first 2 games, he did not play well at all. These last 2, he's played great. So anyway, that's what I really like there. That is Jimmy Butler, 30+ points plus assists at plus 225, and LeBron James points, rebounds, assists, 45+ for a plus 105. Both of those are in DraftKings. That 2-pick parlay plus 566. Feel great about it. Like I said, LeBron's going to be the linchpin. I expect Jimmy to get there. Maybe he'll barely get there, but I expect Jimmy to take care of business for us. It's just whether LeBron's got enough in the gas tank to be able to get out there and really get the job done. And like I said, he is the king, right? So if ever there was a time to go out there and do it, like I said, he's done it in the last 2 games. So just keep her going, King. Keep her going. But that is all I've got for you guys today. As always, I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. It's been awesome. We've actually had a bunch of subscribers over the last couple days. It's been super cool to see. So that's awesome. I think, trying to get the NHL thing going. Matty Betts has been taking care of that, but he's kind of been all over the place. He's got some other, I guess, life stuff going on. So that's unfortunate, but hopefully those resume soon, because I know hockey's been just going to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that's a fun thing to bet on. But we're locked in on NBA. These games have been just incredible. Tonight's games were all close except for that Magic one that got out of control at the very end. And then these 2 games tomorrow should be epic. Like, if you just like basketball, even like we're all here to bet on it, but like if you just like watching basketball, these have been awesome games. So thank you guys for riding with me and for tuning in. And let me know in the comments if you enjoy the videos, if you want to see me do something different, if you want more info, yada, yada, yada. You guys get it. So as always, protect the bag, beat the book. That's what we say over here on Beat the Book. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.